We wouldn't want anyone giving the circus a hard time about it. You lead an interesting life, Damien.
It's fascinating. I'll write a book one day.
He nods to you. He seems to not be as annoyed with Damien for some reason.
He's got a wholesome name. There's a family name there that might just be near and dear to his heart.
He's giving you some time to straighten up your shit.
Young, don't worry. Eventually Beelzebub will show up and just straighten him right out.
Alright, so Damien, or
Magnus,
Kython goes back
do
to
you have time for a word?
One sec.
Don't worry, I can help Sona with his push-ups too. All right, Sona, look. Whoosh! I can use a whip too.
Why am I'm not scheduled for training, so I'm complaining. Why am I up?
Just in case you have a last-minute fight, you didn't know you were gonna fight. Oh my God, what am I gonna do now? It's time to get physical. Push-ups now. Whoosh! Whoosh!
Well, to be fair, there are only 7 weeks left in the season. I only have one fight in.
Really, that's not good. Punches him in the nose.
Ow, what was that for?
Because you weren't ready. Let's go.
Sargon's only had one fight. Scarab's got 2. Flea's got all 3 of his. Because he was in the tiny.
Yep. No, we've got more. Yes, this group needs to get their fights in.
Magnus is back.
Okay. Ashoka's calling you upstairs. I don't know if Damien stops harassing the gladiators or...
Yeah, give him a break. He says, Damien, give him a break.
Can I go back to sleep now, Sona?
Yeah, please do. There's some bullshit here. Yeah, Magnus has a leg of lamb or something.
Magnus,
All it is, your God.
a fight has been proposed.
Yeah, alright, sure, I'm down.
With Ugg. The one who got you tortured, imprisoned, your best friend, sent off to a monastery to be tortured. Yeah.
That damn freak.
Yes.
It's to the death?
No. Although accidents can happen.
Yeah, they sure can. What's the rules? What are the rules for the game? For the fight?
This will be one-on-one, no flying.
That's it?
I hear tell that Ugg's third arm has a bounty on it.
You want me to take his arm out?
If you could. We wouldn't want to kill him, but we need to send a message. We will not be intimidated. We will not have our gladiators slain. Trickery and treachery is not something we will abide by.
If it happens while we're standing, fine. I have to think about doing it if he's unconscious.
We will need to prepare you properly for this. You need to not get grabbed.
Yeah, that's why
He's
I
a
was getting fucking tattoos.
He's a proficient murderer. Not much of a gladiator.
I was looking for a tattoo that'll help me with that.
I am certain that we can get a extract or something that will support this.
Sid is still spying on this conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's still listening in.
Yep.
He's just like, I don't know where they're getting this extract from.
What is that? Nothing.
My word, Sona's just lazy.
Yeah, like I'm saying, look, if it happens while we're fighting, fine. But if it happens afterwards when he's unconscious, like when he's helpless, I'm not gonna do what he did and attack something helpless. But
I'm not saying slit his throat while he's helpless like he did with you, but we'll leave it to your conscience.
yeah, all right.
Let the moment control you. Believe that's the Cordian way.
You want a message sent? I'll send a message. Don't worry about that.
Besides, after all the... Oh, you didn't tell him, did you, Ashoka? One of the things Ugg was saying about him while he was in prison.
Well, what was he saying?
Well, you know what? It's not important. Everybody knows you're not a coward. It's fine.
Fuck you.
I was
So he was a coward.
apparently he believes that he's the stronger Cordite because, well,
Because
he slew you while you were paralyzed by a spell.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. When is this fight?
Week 48, which I think is
Next week.
next week.
Definitely not enough time for tattoo.
Right. Sid, I know you're listening. He's probably done this 4 times when Sid wasn't there.
Yeah.
Just whenever he wants Sid, he does it that way just in case Sid is there. So that Sid thinks Ashoka knows he's there.
Freedom of movement potion appears like this is like a hand goes-
Not very polite, but very
just a
polite.
hand comes from underneath the table. Just try-
from underneath your robe.
Nem comes and takes the potion and gives it to Magnus.
You will need this, Magnus.
It will help against his grabbing.
Yes. It'll protect your throat.
Let's see how he actually fights. Let's see how good he is. I'll test him.
The commissioner left the paperwork. You realize that he didn't fill in all the stipulations. Like, there's room to add other conditions to the fight, like starting weapons and armor and magic, no magic.
Damien,
yes.
it appears the paperwork hasn't been completely filled.
Oh my, what do we want to put in here?
The conditions of death being 20,000 each for accidental has already been filled in. This is basically it comes down to the gear and some of the rules for the fight. This needs to be returned. There's already an envelope with a couple of coins in it, and this needs to probably be returned to the commissioner.
It was prepaid.
Prepared postage. Magnus, what would be the proper Cordian method of establishing dominance in a very public display?
Well, we could just make it an arm match.
You can leave it the way it is. Let him have whatever he wants. I'm not gonna put him at a disadvantage.
Oh no, you'd be
I'm not
subject
gonna
to
fight. I'm not gonna fight with Sana.
You would be subject to the same stipulations.
Let him have whatever he wants. I don't care.
All right. Well, you have a good rest then. He's waiting for Magnus to leave, so
Three potions. Magnus,
Yeah.
3 potions. Sound all right?
Yeah, sure, fine. Another
three
problem with that.
potions, we'll put that in.
Magic armor.
He can have whatever he wants. Another problem.
What would you like to have?
You're not understanding, Shoka.
I understand.
This is my fight for honor.
Right, and
saying he's
this is
better
a
than me.
dishonorable foe. We just want to ensure that he is acting honorably. Last time he slit your throat while you were helpless.
What was that like, by the way? Do you remember what the
Can't remember a
steel
damn
felt like?
thing.
Has it crossed your throat? Did you realize you were dying, or?
No knives.
We could go no piercing weapons.
No piercing weapons.
It could be a great swords only match.
There we go. Even footing. Great swords. There we go.
If he doesn't know how to use it, I don't want to have that fight.
What's the favorite weapon of Cord?
I'm sure he knows how to use a great sword. Look at the size of it.
If it's a Cord, if what's Cord's favorite weapon, Marty? Because if Cord's favorite weapon is a great sword, then this is a great swords match, and it's the Cord fight of Cord. It's the accordion fight.
Let's have a look. Give me a knowledge religion.
Shoka doesn't even. Other people talk about religion.
20.
Nice. Oh, you've got a
bardic knowledge.
fucking.
Ask Nimmy about religion. My familiar tells me about gods.
Favorite weapon. Look at the bottom.
Great sword.
great
It's
sword.
a cord fight.
It's a great sword. The Cord match. It's a match to see who's the most powerful Cordian.
It's a great sword fight.
Fine, one potion then.
One potion each and a greatsword.
Yep.
Is it any greatsword, or is it just a greatsword you bring with you, or?
Whatever great sword you bring with you, or
It's a BYOG fight.
BYOG? Okay. And what were the stipulations on the other items?
any armor.
Suit of armor. So,
Do
one
you-
great sword, suit of armor.
What does Ugg usually wear?
Shit.
You don't know.
Damien knows.
Damien knows he's. fought
Oh,
with him,
right.
Oh, what does Ugg eat for breakfast?
He fights with a. He wears a chain shirt made out
As
of
far as
mithril.
Magnus is concerned, Damien tells him Corsican babies.
Yeah, you know that he wears a mithril chain shirt at all times.
Mithril chain shirt. Well, let's make it a full plate match, shall we? Full plate.
If Magnus still there, he's gonna be like, no, don't disadvantage him like that.
No. Who is disadvantaged by wearing more armor, honestly?
They can bring a magical armor of their choosing. Is that agreed, Magnus?
Magical armor, sure, whatever armor they want.
Armor of choosing. Great sword. One potion.
One potion.
And no other items.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
Okay.
2 arms. No, too much? Too much?
Is there any clause about maiming?
Apparently because the commissioner knew what he was, what he
Gonna
wanted.
Come and ask for?
Yep. So accidental maiming is a quarter of the value of the accidental death.
I'm assuming he'll still pay My assumption is he's going to pay the 10K
Yeah.
when we bring him the hand.
So
which will be
the
part of
5K for accidental maiming or dismemberment is up to 5K.
Yep.
Does not cover the cost of buying a scroll and like a very expensive scroll. Or it kind of might. I don't know.
It'd cover the cost for regenerating if you could find somebody who'd cast it.
Yeah.
Does that seem appropriate, Magnus?
No
Magical armor, choosing
disintegrations.
great sword, 1 potion.
Yeah, all right.
That seems about as cordite as it could be, and it will prevent the cheating
Armor
of the
is
circus, at
sword
least to
and
some degree.
potions. Yeah, that's fine.
Besides, if he doesn't like the greatsword, he's always welcome to just throw it away.
Oh, so cute.
Thank you, but I mean, you've seen me all the time, dude.
Is that a different cat, Mark?
No, it's the same cat.
Oh.
It just had to be shaved to look like a rat wearing Uggs. Here's her little Ugg booties.
Did she have something stuck in her fur? Or?
Oh, she had mats from
Okay.
because she wasn't brushed enough. So, because I'm a bad kitty owner.
She's a cat. She's supposed to brush herself.
Yeah, you would think, but long hair. So, long hair, and the cat is fucking lazy. So.
So cute. Earlier when you guys were doing the pregame chatter, Mark had a bowl of Doritos, and the cat wanted those Doritos, man.
It doesn't matter. If I have a bowl of anything, I have a bowl of shit in my hand. The cat would be like, buddy.
That's funny.
The bowls where the good stuff is.
Yeah.
Oh, that whole this is a complete. Speaking of bowl of shit, the pizza I ate last game, or just before the last game, which was the first pizza since Wisconsin.
TMI, man.
did not do its
TMI.
job. Its job was supposed to be like help me not lose weight, and it did not do that job. Squeaky clean.
The input equaled the output.
In fact, output was greater than input. I have no idea how this happened.
Just a bunch of empty calories. Okay, at this point in time, Ashoka starts to receive a sending. It is from Phineas.
Oh yes.
Could you copy pasta the sending into the chat, please? And read it in character.
I will read it in character and I'll put it in chat. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, that's fine.
As somehow
There's a
the adventure about the
communications
circus is the adventure of the conclave.
There's a communications tab under sending.
Yeah, it's already in there.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, a found Cordite priest who worked for you in Vyedd. He seemed shaken at seeing me. Thought you might want to know, given his reaction.
He moves quickly. Big, long, sighing breath. If you see him again, give him my regards. How are things, Ashoka?
Yes, love the muffins.
Wait a sec. Sorry, I think I have a few words left.
Yes, you do.
Do I know you're going east?
No?
So, Ashoka, wait, why are you in Vyedd?
Very good, very good. That's awesome.
All right.
This spell is worse than texting because it's kind of like bloop bloop. You gotta immediately give the response.
Yep.
No thinking.
You get a really well-crafted message and a really just like spur-of-the-moment response.
Yep.
Okay, I guess he'll use his arcane bond to go. Oh crap! I gotta respond again.
Okay. 10-minute goes by. By this point in time, Ashoka's already got his sleeping robes on and it's all kind of tucked into bed, just waiting. You knew you had enough time to get ready for bed as you're waiting for the response.
So fact-finding mission that's as much detail as a mission to the far east. Will be unavailable for some time.
My response will be: if you're going east, you should be close to where Pennywise is. Remember that we all pay the penalty if he is not returned.
Yes.
It's like, no matter how high they climb, they're still bound by those early adventures, right?
Yep.
Eventually, we'll get 7 circle spells and we'll teleport anywhere on the goddamn planet and show up in his bed.
Hi.
How you doing?
How you doing now?
Alright, now get in the arena and die. You want to fight Magnus, yeah.
Okay, I need a 60% roll for the Conclave of Crimson Scale, and then I need an 80% roll. Actually, we already did the 80% roll. That was the... No, we did 60 and it turned into 80.
2. There's a 2...
A 2, there is a random event for the Conclave. And then 80% for the circus.
I made you roll for the circus.
No, go ahead.
Alright. Yep.
Okay.
Is there a random encounter each other? Or a random event as we happen to?
So you had the fight. The thing with Scarab happened. The part of the town is burning down. There was a really seminal conversation between Ashoka and Damien, who were basically saying, "Yeah, we're gonna own this shit." Like, as in, like, this will not stand. The Conclave is much poorer now. Next week you've got this fight with the circus set up. And we'll roll the random event.
There's nobody to bet with on that fight.
No.
Damn it!
The commissioner must be pissed at this point because he had all this. He came to you with his nice little gift, and then all of a sudden,
Bog.
right?
At least you compliment me on Gracchus.
Yeah. He complimented you on Magnus. Like,
Yep.
Holy shit, Magnus is pretty tame. No, he isn't. No, seriously. From what I see, he's pretty tame. Token by... No, I'm not looking at tokens. That's
Sid
why.
got some cash for that fiasco. Yeah, no, we're gonna do. Hope Sid's gonna show up. We need a Sid. This cartel is such a dirty word.
Mafia.
This thing of ours. Family.
This thing of ours, this family.
Family business.
This family business really could use a Sid.
Okay, one more percentile. This is for the Conclave.
Conclave.
High is good, low is bad.
Uh-oh. 33.
33 is neutral, which means a
Okay.
contest. D100.
I don't want to do it.
8.
Carlos is going to end up being a floating head.
Slave, gladiator, or beast. So not the masters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Could it
6,
be a contract
7,
guy?
8.
Hey, Gracchus?
Could it be a Brackus?
8.
He seems bound to have something happen to him. I'm just saying.
We'll actually stitch Garland to the magic carpet. He'll be like a drider, but with a carpet bottom.
Can you roll
Like
a
a hold above,
d4
above.
for me, please? Huh.
Is that good? could be good. I don't think it's good.
It's neutral events, so. Although neutral tends to be kind of like not terrible, but not good.
Yeah.
Give me a D12.
6. Mark,
Mm-hmm.
that window goes outside.
It does, yes.
It's bright out there.
Somewhat.
How?
It's not as bright as it looks on screen.
Okay, because it's
Yeah, no.
darker than dark here.
Yeah, I can see in my screen. It looks like it's friggin' noon outside. No, it's dark. It's the sun is
No,
setting.
Mark moved to China.
Okay, so Zargon had his firefight, and then Scarab set the building on fire where a lot of the bets were kept.
And then Sid sacked the place.
Yeah, Sid sacked the place.
There's still
think-
actions that Sid wants to make because we ended like literally right after. There's still things that Sid can do.
Well, I think Sid flew out of the building with a bunch of treasure, and that was pretty much done. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna make a note that people might blame Zargon for fire. Like he's gonna have a contest to see whether or not the actual mob in the city doesn't trust or like Zargon as much. So there's kind of like a contest with his relationship with the city, given that a lot of people lost some money, but some people also probably
Got very rich.
A lot of people forgot, like,
didn't have to owe money, and forgot about the debt. So
My dark horse came in. Yay!
yeah, exactly. So there might be some people that that was a good thing for, and others that are really upset. So whether or not people actually misdirect, in their minds, they just watched Zargon win the firefight, and now their bets are going up. Their bets and money are going up in flames.
Oh, I remember the other thing I wanted to do. But that's with Damien, so never mind.
No, okay. So we got to the end of that week. Great, and then the end of the week for the Circus of Dread while they're in Vyedd. Give me a percentile, Ahmed. This is for good or bad.
Welcome to the jungle.
That is disaster. Okay, give me a percentile.
Oh no, sad baby shouldn't have drank so much.
D4.
Huh.
I would say that the circus might be a bit of a disaster. That we resemble that remark.
Adam, just remind me when we get back to the conclave that Damien wants to have Measley forge new betting slips that show us betting against Gracchus. Because Measley's got a plus 20 plus 1d8.
2, 3, 4.
I'm assuming the cat likes pets more than it's injured.
Okay.
That's about the same, actually. Well, maybe a bit more when it's cold.
As I throw a D4 onto the ground, I must go and pick this one up. This is,
All right,
this is not
now can you do this without showing butt crack to the camera?
Yes, I found it. Okay, I know who this affects. I'm gonna make a note. This is the NPC so that are in your party. So, disaster for Radimer? Question mark.
Oh, he got the necrosyphilis.
Ugg is also an NPC. Disaster? Question mark. Vlauveng's an NPC. Disaster? Question mark. And Beric Tarn is an NPC. So one of them, something bad is going to happen too. Cool. Those get reset to 20% for both Ludi.
Alright, I am finally pushed the pancakes through my system. I'm going to go get food.
Yep. I need to take a quick bio break. Entertain the stream, Mark and Ahmed.
Okay.
I'm gonna get more food.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting for money to get back before I go make some more.
Dance, clown, dance!
So when those guys one of those guys gets back, they can entertain you. Because when they get back, I'm going for some more unicorn ice cream. If you were here on Thursday, here's what unicorn ice cream is. It's chocolate ice cream with unicorn poop, which is chocolate chips, with unicorn peep, which is chocolate syrup, and then something I got from a bulk store called Unicorn Sprinkles, which is like pink and bright blue and white, like candies, basically. So yeah, it is yum, man. It is yum. It's freaking awesome, is what it is. My mouth is watering just thinking. I hope they hurry up. Yeah. So Measly actually is a useful cohort. It's just he's very fragile, so Tammy doesn't carry him around very often because he will die in like one hit. Yeah, Fox, it is super sweet. It's freaking awesome. So I'm just curious for the stream. Well, looks like we got Fox and Nem. Who wants the circus to win, and who wants the conclave to win this fight of champions? I'm talking about wants, not who you think is going to win, because I personally think the conclave is going to win because the odds are stacked against Ugg. Okay. Fox, any preference?
What are you doing, Mark?
I'm asking Nem and Fox who they want to win the fight, not who they think is going to win. Yeah, I don't think Ugg is going to die. Magnus isn't going to kill Ugg. I don't even know if he will maim him.
Yeah, Magnus. I'm not sure either. Which is part of the fun if I knew what the guys were going to do and all the characters were going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. We could probably set up for the fight, though. Because that is next week. Let's switch to the Vaddapol Civic Arena. Who are the fights we got? We got a lot of fights next week. We've got Ugg versus Magnus. We've got Sam versus Wazrog.
Okay.
In a punching fight.
Let's be fair. Killing Titus was an accident. It was on purpose. Got the stream rooting for the bad guys.
Are they rooting for Conclave?
Yep.
Funny.
Well, what was Nem says? I got a villain point aim at him.
It's interesting because Nem historically does not like Magnus. Okay. First fight we've got is Grizaak versus swarms of goblins. Without spells.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, when they just die, that sucks. Like, I didn't really was too happy with myself when Nibbles killed Panic Baden, the tree. I was like, oh crap, that tree would have been awesome.
Yep.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm making an ice cream.
Making ice cream?
Well, you're putting the ingredients together. It's unicorn ice cream. You aren't here for the explanation. Just trust me, it's delicious.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm back, kinda. Yeah, I am.
Okay. Ahmed, who are you bringing with you from Vyedd to Vaddapol?
Not the moat. So
Okay.
we'll stay in. So the caravan knows if anything comes up, they can just go to the citadel and send a message to me. The moat is staying with them until then, until I come back. I'm taking the. Oh, we need the. How would someone question? How would we get the giant papers? Like, what do we need to do to get him papers?
You need to register him?
Not registering him as like a gladiator. Just
Oh, he already has papers. He's an enemy combatant that's captured. He's effectively a slave.
okay. So I have papers for him. Okay, so with Grizaak teleporting, we can be Arlen. I can bring 3. Grizaak can bring 10 to 12. Crap, can also bring 3.
Okay, well, Beric Tarn has his
Tarn.
battle against the snake today.
Berktarn, Ugg.
Ugg has his battle against Magnus.
Vlauveng, and
Okay.
the giant.
Vlauveng, you realize, has to fill out paperwork.
Yeah.
Are you telling
Could we-
Vlauveng about that, or?
Sorry, could I talk to Phineas about that? Because
Yeah, let's do that before you go.
yeah.
Grizaak is coming.
Yeah. Grizaak
Sam is having
teleporting half the team.
a punch fight, so that's.
So
Are you dragging Phineas with you because?
Sorry, so this is right. This is the morning after meeting with the commander. So Arlen wakes up 2 hours earlier, and he is not about an hour earlier, and he's how's food in this area? Is it well? Is it scarce or is it?
They seem to be doing fine. There with more people arriving, it may be a problem, but it's not a problem that Arlen is going to solve. He's not Lemmy.
Yeah, Arlen teleports the gentleman to
Okay.
the caravan.
The gentlemen are willing to look after the giant for you, I guess. Are you bringing the giant to Tersleen?
No, if they're willing to they're willing to take care of him at the caravan, we'll let him take care of it. Like, train him there how to fight shadows, and I will look for something large in our inventory that he might be able to use that is actually magical, because we have no one large that we can use.
Okay.
And I want to actually, I need to speak to the freaking custodian.
You've got lots teleporting today. He's busy.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. I have 3 teleports to do.
All right, the giant, it proves to be helpful in moving all of those guns. As he picks up... There's a lot of sparkly turd.
You can just shit weird like freckles, man.
All right. Arlen brings the gifts from the commander of Commander Oldclaw
Yep.
to Terrazleen, along with the 3 soldiers, Lieutenant Lux and his 2 companions, and the giant to Terrazleen. You make some introductions very quickly with your followers, and the followers agree to help show the lieutenant and his 2 companions around. They also kind of say, we'll help look after the giant. He's a bit of a handful. Then you teleport back to Vyedd, and then you and Grizaak teleport a bunch of people to Vaddapol. Now, my question is, are you leaving anyone behind in Vyedd? For example, is Phineas coming with you to Vaddapol?
Phineas wants to go to Citadel by the Lake.
Yeah, he'd rather spend his time there.
Okay.
I think so does, what's his name?
Radical.
Radimer, yeah.
Sure. Radimer's kind of confused as to
nothing.
why did we spend our time in Vyedd then?
Did we bump the disaster? We still don't know.
The disaster happens between Radimer, Ugg, Vlauving, or Beric Tarn. You just don't
We
know.
dun it. We just
Yep.
went dun dun dun.
Yeah. I know what's going to happen. I already know in my mind what's going to happen. But
We went there so that
you guys
Phineas-
don't get to go in there.
We went there to give Phineas a chance to memorize the area, so that he can teleport as he pleases.
Very well. I will remain with Phineas in the Citadel. Is there a particular thing that Phineas and Radimer want to do that week while they're in the Citadel? You're muted, Mark.
Yeah, given that we have a giant, I don't know what levels they are, but hold monster and charm monster, seeing as we've got a giant in the party now.
You're going to learn these?
Yeah, if possible.
Oh, they're pretty standard spells. If you pay the price for the scrolls, then you can learn them.
I think you can do it with a person for a giant.
Yes.
Okay.
Because giants are now humanoids.
But charm monster or hold monster.
Higher DC lasts longer. It's better.
He'll learn it anyway, yeah.
Okay, subtract the money. Do you need the cost for those scrolls, or can you look that up yourself? Are you capable?
No, he'll pay for it himself.
It sounds like I'm looking up the cost for you.
I can look it up.
Okay.
I've got a
What
thing here.
circle
Alright.
is the spell?
You want the circles for those 2?
I got it, guys. Don't worry. I can look this up.
Okay.
Alright.
Also add the ink cost.
Charm monster's 4th. I believe hold monster's 5th, but I'd have to look that one up.
Okay, so you're learning spells. I don't think Radimer is interested in learning those spells. I think enchantment is his opposition school. He will busy himself with something else. He will ask Phineas, however, if there's any research topics that we should be looking at beforehand. Like, he'll spend 5 days in the libraries at the Citadel. Again, muted.
Kafranian history.
Is there something particular about Kafranian history that you'd like to know?
No, just for reading
A
tombs.
specific tomb? Do we know anything about that tomb?
I can continue to look into the tomb of Tular Seft to see if there's anything else that we can learn about him.
And I can research once I'm done studying for spells, Cranian tomb architecture. They're quite renowned for their tombs, you know.
Radimer just blinks at you. Yes, indeed. He would have had a snide remark were it not for somebody he knows is more intelligent than him.
And Phineas goes off and finds some books.
Yep, I think Radimer and Phineas are cut from a similar cloth. Radimer's probably the dirty part of the cloth at the bottom of the robe that drags along the ground, and
Phineas flies above the ground.
right. The straight collar part of the robe.
The starchiest bits.
Sure. Are there any RP encounters that Phineas and Radimer want to have?
No, not really. He's
Okay.
keeping...
Does Radimer have a disaster?
Don't know.
Damn it.
Okay. Ugg is having a fight. Sam is having a fight. Grizaak's having a fight. Vlauveng, are you bringing him to Vaddapol or not?
Oh, we wanted to speak with Phineas before.
Got
to
it.
Get this paper done.
So, Arlen approaches Phineas. This is in the morning before they all depart, or halfway through the teleportations that day.
Hello, Phineas.
Oh, good morning, Arlen.
I'm going to be filling these papers out, and I wish to have your input, please, because the commissioner is on us again because Vlauveng brought the attention of some of the visiting Drugar with the Duke.
All
Because
right.
he appeared in the arena, and they are interested in him. He said that they were not aware of a Drugar of skill that was in the north. Again,
And
this is the commissioner trying to delay us and do. I do not know what.
well, this is usually Damien's bit, but yeah, sure, I'll have a look.
Name.
Well, his name is Vlauveng, is it not? Or is that a stage name?
No, he'll Vlauveng.
Okay, well,
Actually,
where...
we'll have Vlauveng with us as well.
Okay, so you go and approach Vlauveng. He's just packing up his gear, getting ready. He's actually sitting by the door with his gear, arms crossed, leaning on the haft of his axe, just waiting for all of the bullshit to happen.
Need your attention on something. The visitors, the Duke's visitors, paid attention to you when you were last fighting in the arena. And the commissioners asked us to fill out some paperwork regarding your identity. Can we put this to rest and so that they don't come looking for you? We'd like to knock on their door first.
It would be best if they did not know my name.
Then, let's fill it out in the way that's favorable to us.
Phineas is kind of like, oh, here we go again. Breaking the rules again.
Sam's having the hangover of hangovers.
Knowledge. Knowledge, geography. Is there like an area in the north where they don't keep proper records? There's nothing.
Yeah, give me a knowledge geography check.
Okay. $34.
There are plenty of places in North where they don't have records. Let me just switch
That
to the map.
where theoretically a Durgar could come from.
The Twin Mountains of Avacia. You know that place is special because this might be the last dwarven kingdom.
Okay.
It's one of the higher mountain peaks in all of Avacia.
Alright. Say he's from the Twin Mountains of Avacia.
Not
Before the Imperium conquest, this was over 300 years ago, the Durgar had won several wars decisively against dwarven nations and had enslaved dwarves.
Okay.
The Twin Mountains of Asia have like a hidden kingdom of dwarves that might explain where he came from.
The important thing is they won't be able to search for records to see if what you're telling is the truth or not. I'm going to assume it's the truth, everything other than that, and I'm going to walk away now. I have
Thank you,
things to
Google.
do.
Yes.
Won't that raise other questions?
Such as what?
What a Durgar is doing in a dwarven kingdom?
Make it up.
Why don't you just say that we found him as a rock?
There's a reason for that, Sam. Because we don't want them paying attention to him.
Phineas is going away with his fingers in his ears. La 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 la. Things I don't want to know. Never thought I'd say that.
Why don't we say Vlaveng and change your last name?
Vlaveng nods.
Unless your first name is what identifies you.
No.
Excellent.
Our clan
Vlaveng.
name is our surname.
Vlaveng, and then choose a name that is appropriate, as you know your culture better than I would. And we'll say under the mountains of the peaks. They wouldn't be able to check it. So you're a mercenary trained there and decided to head south, looking for more riches.
Well,
Haven't you ever had to cheat on a monk's test before?
Go ahead, Sam. What can your drunken ass tell us?
Less is more.
He actually writes in Vlaveng Sutra.
All right. Is the paper? We spent some time on the paper. Is it complete?
He does not look happy doing this.
What's a sutra?
It means shoveler of coal or cleaner of chimneys. Pariahs are all part of Clan Sutra.
Soot. Alright, well. Until you wear the crown.
They will not. What does this mean? Subject.
You have identification papers. You do not. Don't I know this? Doesn't Arlen know these ins and outs already by now?
Yeah, you write down subject. Eventually, this needs to be ratified by some imperial somewhere. It is a chaotic time, however.
Right, subject. But hold on. If we found him for the first time, for example,
Yep.
they wouldn't have him. They wouldn't have any of his information.
Who?
Vlaveng Sutra. They wouldn't someone would have to go through the paperwork and get the paperwork done for him. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like he wouldn't
Yep.
he wouldn't exist anywhere. So subject.
So yeah, you're saying he's a subject of the Empire, which means
He's not a slave.
he came into the Empire of his own volition or was born in it and never fell into slavery.
Subject it is. It means you're not a slave.
It means that I'm beholden to your Imperium.
It's not mine.
Fine.
Until we get that crown on your head. Right.
He looks at the box where you're supposed to bleed your blood into the little box, and he makes his mark.
We take the paper. and teleport.
Okay.
Anything else?
You're bringing Vlauving with you?
Yeah. He's supposed to fight.
No, he's not. You're supposed to get the.
He needs paperwork done before he's allowed to fight.
Vlauving has a big question mark beside him for this week.
Bring him with us.
Okay.
Because we want to fight.
Okay. But Phineas does not.
No.
What are the rules in the fight against Magnus? Grizaak probably also wants to know what are the rules in the fight against these goblins.
Grizaak. You use your fists whenever weapons they give you. No magics. But if you wish to turn into an animal, not an elemental, you can. No elementals.
Yeah, whatever. What am I fighting?
Goblins.
Yes, goblins.
Which I think are elves in Grizaak's mind.
Well, I thought,
Yep.
why would I do that? Where'd you get all of them?
They're everywhere in the in Vaddapol.
No, they're not.
Oh, for fuck's just go and fight whatever's in the arena, Grizaak.
All right. I'm kind of getting sick of this shit.
Good luck with your fight today, Sam, and be honorable, Ugg, says Barak. You know that Barak has the end fight of the day. He fights the weird snake thing from the Beast Tamers.
It'll be good. It's the revenging of the last one.
I doubt that he's going to stand still and allow you to slug him.
I'm not gonna stand around and let him slug me either.
Good. Says Baratar, and his clawed hand goes on your shoulder.
Vlauving, I do not have a fight for you yet. Commissioner wanted this paperwork done first. Hopefully we can get a fight brought in as soon as possible.
Vlauving nods. He's not a stranger to rules and
Nice fight.
rules and protocol, and while this may be strange to him specifically, in general it is not. The whole group of you arrives at the civic arena on fight day.
Fight day.
On your way there, you realize that Yuri's bar is burnt down.
What happened?
I think I smell barbecue.
Oh, seems to be fire.
Yep. You can see that there are teeming throngs of people, a bunch of people that are actually angry and yelling around Yuri's bar. You can see that the tall men have formed sort of a ring to keep people at bay. People seem to be really surly, to the point where some Vaddapol guard are actually keeping the peace.
The tall men have like a
Is the fire spreading?
uniform, like they'll wear.
No.
swords.
The fires are out.
Oh, okay.
But the bent helm, I believe it was called, is completely demolished from flame.
Guess we're not placing any bets today.
It does look like people are placing bets, but it looks like there are many angry. The dented helm is what it was called.
Yeah,
There are
dented helm.
there are many angry people here that are near on verge of rioting, and you catch the
Stay out of this one, boys.
you catch the reason is that there are many bets that were placed that are not being paid out.
Is it swimming?
And they're grumpy that Yuri and the others have simply just delayed payment. Like that is the that is what is happening. Let's see.
I'm sure the sentiment in the street is, if we delay payment, we know what happens.
Mm-hmm. When Magnus and the others leave that day, there's a lot of people, like, security is tight at your conclave, as there are people that are throwing garbage at your front gate, because they know that Scarab is the one that burned down the tavern, and there's generally this kind of like very angry, salty populace that you kind of deal with on your march towards the Vaddapol Civic Arena. Who is escorting Magnus through the streets?
Zed?
Zed? Okay.
If there's gladiatorial oratiating.
And who is going with Magnus to the fights today?
It'd be Zed, Sona, Nova. Ashoka is definitely going to the fight. This fight, Ashoka's going to.
Yep.
And
Zargon staying home, or is he going out?
I think we're gonna just. Zargon's coming because we're gonna watch. He needs to watch. He's going to be going up to the stands.
Okay. And then Fleas, is he?
Fleas will come along to protect Sona.
Okay. Phelan comes along just to carry Magnus's weapon, so there's the whole entourage, which is on the. And then I guess Wazrog is also fighting today, so we need the Independence entourage.
Brawl!
Where are they at?
Oh, good times.
We need a Wazrog and Ajax and his healer Chanticleer. There's a Chanticleer.
Is Sombra? Oh, Damien should be there.
Is Damien in disguise today, or?
Yes, he's gonna try his ridiculous disguise.
Okay.
It's almost a running joke now. It's
We don't even know that you're trying to disguise yourself. We
why are
think
you
it's just a
dressing like an
fashion statement.
idiot?
Like an
15.
idiot.
I'm just dressing like the locals. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Ajax's entourage is actually pretty small. It's just Ajax, Wazrog, and their healer. Get rid of all the damage that is on Ajax for some reason. Okay, 1 is the Conclave, 2 is the Circus, 3 is the Independence. Who arrives in the veins first? Because apparently they haven't been allowing people into the other side very often. Yep.
Oh, Hamid's not there. So 1d3. 2.
2.
Yes.
It is the Circus that arrives first.
Yes, Fox. I will put 1 rank in disguise next level.
The Circus arrives. They get offered drugs by Old Dreg. They get offered tokens of aspect by Salonius Heavensward, as well as his congregation, the 5th congregation, I believe they are called. You can offer up prayers in the temple in the veins.
Sam will do a prayer.
Yep. Barak Tarn just simply places a little idol of this little dragon that wasn't there before. As Bahamut is not a normal god to worship. Ugg goes and offers Sam to do a arm wrestle on top of the.
Yeah, boy. Oh, yeah.
Ugg doesn't use his grapple. This will just be a straight strength check. Best of 3 between Ugg and Sam, just as a sort of a warm up. Ugg's strength without raging is +6.
18. I am considered large category.
Yeah, you can give a +2 because you.
So 20.
Ugg gets a 13, 24, and an 8.
Okay. I win the first one. I lose the second one. And I win the third one.
Okay. Ugg just doesn't. Just tap Sam on the back. He might be nervous about the fight against Magnus.
Maybe the disaster is Ugg finally gives birth to the thing that's growing out of his chest.
Such a horrible Damien joke that was.
That was a Mortensi joke.
Oh, it was a Mortensi joke.
There's a brother inside of you.
Also a horrible creature. Grizaak, do you pray to any of your deities when you go in there?
No, I'll just zap one of the. I'll just zap the wall. I'm like, there you go, Obadiah.
Is Sparky in his polite form today, in his little token form, or is he out and about?
No, he'll be out. He'll be in the. He'll stay in the arena, like in the. The gates.
Okay, so he's fluttering around. Vlauving doesn't approach the altar. He just doesn't seem to be interested in any of that.
Arlen will set some stuff on light, not fire.
Yep,
Light on it.
he wheels himself to the edge. As Sam and Ugg are finishing up their arm wrestle on top of the altar. 1 is the Conclave, 2 is the Independence, or sorry, the Union of the Black Lotus. Conclave are walking in.
Alright.
Oh, green! One of my favorite colors, says Dreg.
Yes, green is a very good color.
Hey, Drag, how you doing?
Not too bad, Magnus. Not too bad. I hear that you're gonna get your fucking revenge today.
Yeah, you could say that. Gonna be interesting having to fight him.
Your Ludus
The
is
action
pretty
you can do.
fucking brave, is what he says. I gotta warn you, though. A lot of people are fucking pissed off at all of you.
Well, he was actually a mercenary, so. But still, I could not have predicted that. It sucks.
Yep, you had a bunch of shit thrown at you guys through your walk to here. In fact, Sona is cleaning up.
Damien is not putting up with that shit.
Okay, what was Damien's retort to having a rotten tomato thrown at Sona?
It was collecting fucking teeth.
Okay. Did you kill anyone?
Hmm?
Did you kill anyone?
No, but he will beat them unconscious.
Okay. Damien got into several fisticuffs.
Damien's fatigued by the time he gets.
Yeah. So
Training.
this didn't seem to make people stop. It seemed to make people angrier.
Yeah, Damien's does not care what the sheep think.
Okay. But the sheep were like, you guys finally got to the veins. You're like, fuck, having to duck like garbage and people yelling and cursing and.
This is a problem. This is a problem.
Yeah.
It's come on with that car. I don't want things to get out of here.
What do they mean, don't burn down? Oh.
Is this Sargon?
Are we planning on burning down any more buildings? How
Let you
come,
know.
It was never planned, as far as I know.
how come I was not invited?
No one was invited, Sargon.
This is a good example of why we should not be burning down buildings.
Phelan, they heard it coming. Flea sees a bunch of the circus gladiators in the next room as you're passing by. Token of aspect, token of aspect.
Oh, look at they're doing the thingy. This is. Hey, Barrick. Sorry, I'm not supposed to. I don't like you though, cause Magnus.
Arlen, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, hey, Damien. Hey, I had a couple of questions for you, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Like, oh, we don't have time to help you, Damien. And yet here you are. You haven't gone east yet, now have you?
Actually, we did. We came back for the fight, because we can't get out of these. We have to fight.
You should have got dispensation from the Duke.
We can talk later about that if you wish.
Oh no, your opportunity is past. I'm with my real friends now. He's looking around. Where's the show go?
Shoka watches from the stands.
Shoka's upstairs, man.
Does it go in the rabble door? What's wrong with you? Does it get stuck thrown at him?
The rabble door.
Anyway, how's things?
Busy. We're, I wanted your advice on moving our Ludus, but this is something in private that I need to speak with you.
Did you just say that in front of...
witnessing a... What is it called? There's a legal term.
Oh, this is, sorry, you
Cross
just looked
paths. Conflict of interest.
Oh, if all he wants to discuss is moving this Ludus, there's no conflict of interest. If anything, it removes any conflict of interest.
client-lawyer privileges. One moment, please.
Are you going off to the side to speak to Damien?
See, yes, whenever you have a moment, we do need to have this discussion.
We can do it for...
Commissioner is a
I have time now. I don't know when the fight's about to begin. Or we can meet for a meal later.
We would officially like to move our Ludus to by the lake. We need to discuss how that can be done.
Well, my recommendation is for Lady Opal to sell the Ludus to her granddaughter, thus making it a new Ludus that she can set up in, well, wherever you like.
What paperwork would we need to do that?
Well, she'd have to sell all of her contracts. Starters.
Right.
I can prepare the paperwork.
I'd really appreciate it, Damien. Our missions are seriously hampered by the Commissioner. Hence, I'm not east right now.
I don't suppose you are available for a game war, are you?
This is the second time I'm asking such a...
First it was pirates, and now it's a gang war.
Depends when and where. I'll tell you, if you can get a hold of me, then why the hell not?
Oh, thank you, appreciate that. I'll start, I'm getting impatient for it to start, so I'll start the paperwork soon. After tonight.
I appreciate it. You will be at our Ludus for the day, for the few days.
Why should I send it if you're gone east again?
Where will you be staying?
I'll be at the conclave for the time being.
If you drop off the paperwork at the
Sunrise House?
the Countess's manor, then I will have them delivered to me.
Is anyone left there?
Yes, the help is still there.
Alright, I'll drop it off there if you're not around.
Thank you, Damien.
Tell her good luck.
Okay, they're all filing by at this point in time. Barrack Tarn just starts pushing Arlen, even though you're not in the middle of the conversation. Even if you're in the middle of the conversation, like
that's rude, Dragon. It's very rude.
I would not trust that one. His loyalties seem to be mutable.
They are, but he is still bound to the Countess.
Oh? Isn't he bound to the Duke as well as this conclave, as well as us?
Indeed. But he is bound not to do any wrong against the Countess. Or she will kill him.
Can't the Duke do that, or we do that, or they do that?
What we propose, what I was discussing with him, does not impact any of the others. It is only in the Countess's favor.
Okay. But Bertrand doesn't have anything else to say about that. Gregor.
Thank you for the warning.
Gregor greets you guys in here. For those that are fighting, they get a mug of wine, a mug of mulled wine.
Damien tries to pay for wine with teeth that he collected.
Damien strides in. Gregor just says no.
Come on, it's old-fashioned. They're like chits.
Yeah, you could start a tab if you want. That's what Gregor says.
Fine, I'll start a tab.
Arlen looks to Gregor like, it's on us.
Gregor.
Oh, thank you.
Just him though.
Ugg did that sort of like pectoral flex as he was leaving the room, and his eyes crossed with Magnus.
So, good luck, Ugg. You're gonna... Do you know the... So, we haven't seen the commissioner, right? Like, Arlen didn't go talk to the commissioner at all?
Nope.
Not a chance. What are the... So... Zed.
Yes.
Zed comes in. There are others that are praying, taking their turn to pray at the...
The only rules that I've had with the commissioner were this is a non-lethal match. Do
Oh,
you know if there's any changes to this?
just a few. Thanks for the wine, by the way.
No problem. What are the changes?
Does Ugg have his great sword?
Ugg does not have a great sword.
Well, Ugg will require a great sword. Also, he gets one potion. That's it.
Okay, the other gladiators are piling in. They kind of catch part of this conversation. They're going to go sit at a different table.
He also gets armor of his choice, as I understand.
Yes, armor of his choice.
No other magical equipment.
The dragon hisses at Sam as it crawls by him.
Drop kick you next time, little dragon. If I could drop kick a big dragon, I could drop kick a little dragon.
Sam,
Yeah? Look at him.
shut the fuck up.
Look at his kickable face.
If you'd like
Hey,
to set up
Sam.
a fight, then we'll definitely set that up.
I've already got one today.
Sam, you'd be proud. Look what I collected today. He's like throwing teeth around.
So, one potion.
I will fight Sam.
Says Sargon.
We'll see about setting that up. I'll speak with the commissioner regarding it.
Awesome.
Thank you for your considerations, Argon.
Where is Ugg's greatsword?
Who said this?
Sona.
Ugg does not have a great sword.
Oh, did he not know it was a greatsword match?
We were just informed of the rules now.
Oh, I see.
Look into the rules.
Sona
The
get,
commissioner's not treating us with the... He's not giving us all the information we need. Let's just put it that way.
Did you ask?
Don't worry about it. Take one of mine. I recommend the fiery one. It's pretty good.
Oh, Magnus.
Ugg blinks. He doesn't know what to say. He glances at
Maybe
Arlen.
Magnus picks up the non-lethal one.
Yep.
Don't worry. I won't cut you.
He takes the non-lethal one for himself. Thank you, Magnus.
Using
but
another-
that-
Using another warrior's weapon is not wise, says Ugg.
Actually,
Pick
Vlauving says that to Ugg. That seems to be a Vlauving thing to say.
Pick whichever weapon you want from mine. I suggest you leave me this one though, the blunt one.
Yeah, he goes over and takes your flaming greatsword. Are you teaching him how to say the word to flame it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Magnus,
Are you
I'm
sure?
confused.
Are you sure, says Ugg.
This is between warriors. Be on your best. Fight hard. Don't let me down. If I notice you pulling back, I won't pull back.
He's not gonna pull back. He killed you last time. He cut your throat.
Let Cord decide for real.
For cord, he says.
For Cord.
You guys assume Magnus is.
Man's like, no, we're gonna do this right. Take whatever fucking sword you want.
Okay. Just kind of watching the flaming sword in his hand. He's swiping it around. He's gonna go into the other room and like try it out a little bit before going into the arena. Zargon was just simply watching the fiery blade as it was leaving.
He's proficient in it, so.
Are we allowed to buckler?
I think it was armor and sword.
Armor and
Armor,
sword.
sword.
Mm-hmm. All right, the Independents show up. You can hear Wazrog making some crude joke,
Armor, sword, one potion.
bellowing
No
in
rings,
laughter.
right? No rings?
Wazrog.
One potion.
These ones insult me.
You can hear him like scattering a bunch of the idols on the on the altar.
This one. Are you sure that's a holy idol? Arithnol said so. I took this one from the pit.
It's got teeth in it.
Real teeth. And that's some hair. And at the center of the candle there's ear. Get it? Ear wax.
Pleasant. Let me light this for you. Says Chanticleer.
Well then, I'm gonna fight that guy.
Is Sam here yet?
Yeah.
There you are. We're not gonna stand flat on the ground. We're gonna move around, and you're gonna feel pain today.
Waving his fist around.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good one.
Yeah. Oh, good. Wine.
Wazrog kind of bumps into Damien a little bit as he's sitting down, and he grabs this big thing of wine at the center that's supposed to be for everyone, and just starts to drink.
Oh, look. It's Mr. Congeniality.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that too big a word for you?
Damien, huh?
Yes.
Ajax slides in beside Damien just to make sure that everything's okay. Chanticleer's just gonna go and hang out with the healers near the gate. he does nod towards Zed and to Zargon, and then sees that Ugg has a flaming sword and thinks, "Isn't that Magnus's flaming sword?"
Isn't that Magnus's like artifact from Phantom Man? Yeah.
You gonna drink some wine over here, Sam?
Sam will come over.
Yep.
We'll have a drink, pre-fight drink.
Okay.
Sam, it's fucking hard. My jaw still hurts.
You're speaking better.
Hey. Hey.
Bumping Damien.
Oh, what is it?
Get me more wine.
I've got an idea. Why don't you get off your fat ass and get it yourself?
Huh? The fatter it is, the better at squishing people I shit on.
Well, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
He clinks the glass.
How good is your disguise today?
It's 15. It's not.
Oh, Sam. Hi, Damien.
The ogre saw through it as well. He sat down and went, "Oh, Damien, huh?" Although it took him
More than just a.
it's a little bit of dirt and a hat and some fur trim. It's just like, people know who I am. I have one of these faces.
I'm just too handsome. People know it's me.
The first match of the night is a warm-up match where they have Grizaak and a bunch of goblins.
So what do you want me to do again?
There are judges, including Empire Drusus. Which, now, there are some rules to the fight. Which one of you is the Grizaak?
It's me, obviously. I'm the Grizaak.
Is that a spell component pouch? You need to dump that. That holy symbol, get rid of that. Suit of armor's fine.
Yeah, alright.
That is the guy. Okay.
Have you chosen your weapon?
What weapon do I have here? Let's see here. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna switch to
Oh, no. What is all this magic on you? No. He looks at this scroll. No, you get one weapon, one suit of armor, and... But that is it?
Okay, I'm looking at Grizaak's weapons here. What does Grizaak have as a weapon?
A masterwork quarterstaff.
I have the Tribolt of Obadiah. +1 returning shock trident.
Perfect.
Yes. It's a rather potent-looking weapon, are you sure? The commissioner might be angry.
You said a weapon. It's a weapon. And why am I fighting elves?
Oh, sure. You don't think you're fighting elves, do you? Those are goblins, particularly brutish and
Everyone here crazy out of their mind. Just, whatever. Fight whatever the fuck you want me to fight.
yes.
Poor elves.
The commissioner would like to remind you that there are no elemental forms to be taken.
No elemental forms.
You will
No
be
problem.
disqualified and charged 10 talents for any
Elemental form, eh?
for any break in protocols of this match.
No problem.
Also, goblins have been a problem as of late. This is a death match.
Alright. I'll kill him if I have to. Sorry, little guys. Sorry, little elves.
A very sporting of you. There are 10 against 1.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna suck for them.
Well, I wish you luck, but apparently you don't need it.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine.
Is Eric the healer or is Arlen the healer?
I think Arlen's the healer.
Like someone pushing me around. Arlen puts his spells on.
There is one goblin that strides forward that seems to be the goblin healer. Particularly green goblin with a big nose. Squints at the light. Arlen, your chair doesn't work too well in the sands?
Well, what's his name's pushing me, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, he's not pushing. Okay, I'll cast fly.
Okay.
Damien's gonna use Dirge of Doom against the Empire.
Right now, or?
Once the match starts.
Okay.
It'll just be this constant heckling. Oh, he's way the hell over there.
Oh, yeah, he wanders back over towards the Duke's Gate. He actually,
he's the coward empire. He's not hanging out with the gladiators.
Oh, he also saw Damien there, and that the conclave was there.
Damien throws the rest of the teeth at his feet.
Okay. Good day to you. Close the portcullis. They normally do that between matches. You find yourself sitting beside Barak Tarn as you throw teeth on the ground. You dropped something.
I'm a bit of a little bug, I'm afraid. Come on, Grizaak, you crazy dwarf. Let's have some fun now.
Fucking who's a dwarf here? Here, dwarf.
Guess it's not. He doesn't. North. Yeah.
Do not fuck us, says Barak Tarn.
Why would you ever think I would do such a thing?
A simple warning should suffice between those who have braved the sands. Fuck us and we will be enemies. You and I, specifically.
My dear dragon, the day I fuck you will be your last day on Earth. But rest assured, I have no plans of doing so.
All right.
Is Yuri in the stands?
Oh, Yuri is not in the stands, no.
So,
I didn't think
Grizaak
so.
without all.
Nor
his-
are his tall boys.
What about Mr. Tibbs?
Mr. Tibbs is not in the stands.
Tiggs, rather.
Tiggs is not in the stands.
So quick question here.
The
Grizaak really doesn't wear
the-
armor.
The conclave or the circus is at a +1. Things cool down after matches, and the goblins are at -2. We don't hate goblins.
Question. No items except for armor and a weapon, right?
Yep.
Oh, he doesn't wear armor. That makes it a lot easier.
So no bracers of armor.
15. Wait, do I have bracers? I don't think so. Wrists, nothing. Arms, no.
Commissioner, may the day of games begin.
Their AC's 14.
AC is 14, 15, 15.
And we have, standing upon the ancient stones, the scourge of Vaddapol and all of humanity, we have an unruly tribe of goblin.
Elves! Hey, go!
Grizaak's.
Hey, go, elves!
In this death match or extermination, we have a brave gladiator, the crazed dwarven druid, plucked from the northern realms. We have one of the gladiators of the traveling circus, the Circus of Dread, the Grizaak.
Hey, go, Grizaak! Go, Grizaak!
Chop off their heads! You hear the old lady yelling to Grizaak, and there's a bunch of laughter.
Where
and
does she sit?
You're like, where?
No problem.
She seems to sit near the blood gate, kind of where Yuri and the others had sat. But you're like, where is she? Where is she?
Where is that one?
Where is that lady? Give me a perception check, Ashoka, as you're looking for that lady.
Yep. Because there's a few things Ashoka's like. This is the perfect time to. I think it's the perfect time to interrogate that particular.
Grizaak's got a nice kilt, a big ass gut, and it looks like armor, but it's fur. His own natural furry fur.
This is the
22.
22?
Beard goes into the
You see a bunch of old ladies kind of sitting in. I'm just going to write down old ladies to remind us where the old ladies sit.
You need
Bunch
to
of
find a
old
token of the
ladies.
Golden Girls. It's Stell Getty.
Yeah, Mark, if you want to make a bunch of tokens or golden girls, you can. Do you know how to make tokens?
It's the Bridge Club.
I don't know.
If you go to rptools.net and download Version 1.0 of Token Tool.
1.0?
Yeah. You can turn any image into a token. Okay, so yeah, you're like, a bunch of old ladies. Which one is it that's sailing? And of course, there's lots of distractions at the games themselves.
Yep.
All right, Grizaak. You notice a bunch of the goblins are like waving their little blades around. They are armed.
Hey guys!
What's my reach?
Godiva's
with
not here
that,
because she can't bear
trident?
to watch.
Did you bring Godiva?
No, she wouldn't come.
Okay.
She can't bear to watch this barbarity.
So you stayed behind in Vyedd, I guess?
Or wherever, yeah.
Okay. She's in Vyedd.
Gotta hit you guys. Okay. So what is the reach?
You
with
did it to
that-
yourself.
What's my reach with the trident?
5?
It's 5 feet. Got. And what is the damage of the trident? Is it D8?
D8.
D8, yeah.
Plus a D6.
No, it's
4
D8.
electricity. Yep.
1d6 shock, and then you can throw it, and it'll come back to you.
1d8 plus 1d6. Okay.
Probably want
Plus
to put
1.
on a pair of pants before coming out to this fight, but
1d8 plus 1d6 plus 1.
plus strength.
3.
I don't know if he's got strength.
Yeah, Grizaak has strength.
Oh, does he? Okay. I'm a strength. Sorry.
See, those goblins, if they're like fighter 4 goblins, this is going to be a problem. Because an AC 15 Grizaak. Now, if Grizaak shapeshifts,
Yeah.
it would have been useful if you actually checked the contracts for these fights.
You said no elementals.
Who's
Right.
that guy at the end?
I'm gonna switch one of the one of the goblins out for a different token.
He's the archer.
Just a particularly ugly one.
I want to have an evil giant with a bow that shoots goblins, where like just evil goblins as arrows.
An evil giant alchemist throw anything.
Little suicide bomber vest.
Okay, Grizaak, give me an initiative. We're just gonna do this in a token or in the
Explosive
notepad,
ammunition.
and then we're gonna have
Do they have bows?
the goblins are armed with short swords and short bows.
There's one ugly goblin.
What's the distance from here to there?
The distance from the edge of your circle to the edge of their circle is 100 feet.
100 feet. So what's the minus on the trident?
Minus.
I think a trident's only 10 feet, so you can't actually throw it that far. Grizaak, what is your initiative?
17. I rolled a 17.
Okay, what's
So
the total?
21.
0.4. Okay, the goblin, the wretched goblin, the really ugly one, gets a 23.4. And the goblin warriors, oh wow, they move quick, get 11.5.
It's they form a goblin swarm and just murder.
No, I think you need at least 20 things in order to create a swarm. I had thought about that originally, but then decided against it. Okay, the wretched captain is going to unload with his small longbow. You are in...
It's a composite. He's in the first range increment.
Yeah, yeah.
110.
First range increment. He doesn't have favored enemy, whatever the Grizaak is. But he does fire an arrow from downtown. AC 29.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, Grizaak takes 5 damage.
Ooh, stern of her. Good shot.
Oh, it was AC 26, sorry. because they're minus
it's still-
twos.
yeah, it hits.
Okay. That was his turn. Now it's Grizaak's turn.
He starts walking out. 5, 20. Hey, where are you going? It's more fun over here.
Okay. The Duke is at the games, but you also notice that his guests are not here. Like the Durgar are no longer here. The Count is at the games. Damien, your sister, and your mother are at the games.
Okay.
You can see the Count sitting beside your mother and talking.
Damien pulls down his stupid hat to hide.
What does Grizaak do? He just double moves out.
Yep.
Okay, the goblins are all moving forward.
Damien will go last in the round.
30. And 30. And they're taking shots at Grizaak.
Okay.
What's your AC?
15. There's a 20% mischance.
9.
Oh, you've got a.
Wind stance.
What is it,
Just a
sorry?
feat. Wind stance. This is my sorcerer feat. If I move more than 5 feet in a round, I get 20% mischance against range attacks.
Interesting. Okay. An ACU is what?
15.
Miss, hit, miss, 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 and critical threat. I will roll to confirm the critical threat. Confirms. So the
They
first,
only have a +1 on their. Oh,
+3 -2 because the crowd hates goblins.
oh, okay.
That one, the first one missed, and then the critical hit, and the percentage on the critical hit
Oh,
is 94.
oh, oh,
No!
Good hit! 94 is an amazing critical with minor injury.
Not too bad. That's about as good as it could have been.
That could be much worse.
Like 44 or whatever is nothing.
Yeah, so this is 4d4 damage. 9 damage. It's a fucking goblin. And
Yep.
the minor
Yeah, but
injury,
it
however,
could've been-
is 10, which is DM choice.
Which is funny. Is there
D6
testicular
condoms.
injury? Is there one where it's like right in testicle? The left one preferably.
Attack form, move speed, fort save, reflex save, will save, all physical skill checks, all mental skill checks, abdominal injuries or chest injuries. We're gonna do chest injuries, which is one.
Roll!
You do get a what do you mean? Roll? No, I get DM's choice, man.
He rolled DM's choice.
4 con damage.
Is there save against it?
Nope.
4 con damage.
That's a lot of hit points.
Got you right in the sternum.
That's a lot of hit points. 4 con
Maybe you should have put a pair of shirt on.
4 con damage, so hit points are now dropped by.
You realize that if you put on any armor, that would have missed.
The wretch captain hits AC 20. He strides forward, keeping his little formation, and his arrows do a little bit more damage. Does 8 damage, max damage. He's going to try to
Damien, at the end of the
pumps his
round,
fist into the air after hitting you. The crowd does not let up, and Damien is doing what?
The critical? The
he's
check?
Oh yeah.
Crowd.
Oh, the
Damien's
the crowd for the
doing,
goblin.
Inspire courage for Grizaak.
No, the goblins need nat 20s to do it. The DC is 22. And you're inspiring courage for Grizaak. Okay, great.
So plus 2s?
Plus 3s.
Plus 3s, man.
Damien's a +3 bird. That is awesome.
Yeah, he is now.
Grizaak. So you're not dooming the.
No, they're too far away.
Okay. Grizaak, what are you doing?
You're just gonna get in there.
Can I even reach them? Oh. Balls if I charge. That guy don't want to charge because my AC's balls. Alright, well.
Exterminate.
Grizaak will move. Actually, so did we roll the mischance percentage?
Yes, we did on the. Oh, not on the last hit. Hit. Yep.
22. Okay. All right. Grizaak will get in there. Hit that guy.
Okay, you come in and attack a goblin with
Yeah.
your trident, your
D20
shocking
plus
trident.
20. What the fuck am I talking about? 14.
Okay, AC
Wait,
6.
does that bonus hit? Does that bonus from the crowd stack with Dame? No, it doesn't.
No.
right?
Is it?
Yeah, it does.
It-
Morale
it
bonus
does.
versus competence bonus.
It's
It does?
blessed that doesn't stack.
Oh,
So 15 then it should be. Okay. 15. Okay, so I hit. I do that damage. 12 damage.
Okay, you knock a goblin out. The goblin falls down after getting shocked. It took the shock damage to actually knock the goblin. The bow falls out of his hand. He's shocking. Do you try to pump up the crowd while doing this?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Grizaak revels in the violence of it. Arrows.
Not an elf.
No, the crowd's not impressed at this. They're like, "Oh, get him!"
I'm butt naked. What do you want of me?
All right, these two goblins drop their bows and move in with their blades. Actually, a bunch of them do that.
Excuse me.
Call you all ankle biters.
But as they were moving in, these four did have an opening to fire at you. So basically, you get 4 arrows, and then 4 of them move in for flanks.
Yeah.
For some flanks.
shame on you.
Oh, there's a bonus.
I liked it.
one-
I
There's a bonus, there's a bonus
Um,
one from the weapon. Forgot to add that as well.
AC 14, 19, 14, and 11. You move more than 10
the
feet,
11
which
misses.
misses because of the. You have an AC of 14?
No, I have an AC of 13 right now because I charged.
Oh. So I need to roll 2 more of these. Only 1 arrow hit for 4 damage. Max damage. The goblin gets a check. Doesn't roll a 20. So a bunch of arrows, 4 damage. And then the little ankle biters come in with their short swords. Now they actually have +3s. 20 plus 3. 4 at. Because of the flanking. 19, 10, 21, and 19. No critical threats, but 3 potential hits.
They're not ranged anymore, so they're just
If
hits.
they're not ranged, they're hits.
Okay. These little short swords do 1d4 plus 1, 3d4 plus 3. As they're snapping and biting in. 12 damage on the Grizaak.
So, oh god.
It's 30.
Grizaak is probably not bloodied, but he's close.
Okay, the
No,
ret.
Grizaak has a ton of hit points.
Grizaak's got con damage.
4 con, so I had an 18 con.
Okay.
So I lost 2 con. Means I have 120 hit points left.
Before damage, right?
That's before damage. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so you've
It's 100
lost a
hit
third
points.
of your hit points.
Oh, well. Things change real quick here. Just give me a sec.
Okay, 19 to hit from the.
That guy, that's the second 19 he's rolled. It's because he doesn't have a proof critical.
6 damage from the goblin
20%.
captain. Oh yeah, 20%. Hit.
Okay, so how much damage? 6 damage?
6 damage.
Okay.
Grizaak might not be going on the adventure with Zira and the
They're
others.
30% through you, and you are 10% through them.
Grizaak.
Let's get this going. Is it your turn?
Yeah, it's Grizaak's turn.
Oh, yeah. 1d20 plus 14.
No, wait.
Just
16.
attacking one of the goblins.
The guy behind me.
Okay.
16.
That hits a goblin.
D20 plus 11. The guy to the left.
That also hits a goblin.
1d8 plus 1d6 plus 6.
These mighty goblin warriors have 11 hit points each.
14.
Unconscious.
1d8 plus 1d7 plus 6.
1d7.
No, 1d8. Sorry, I'm 1d8. 6. There we go. 6. 20.
Ooh.
Max damage.
Okay, so one of them you basically backhand with the haft of the weapon, and it kind of sparks a little bit, knocking the goblin out, and then you bring forth the business end of the trident, which stabs that goblin in the throat. Goes down gurgling. Give me 3 performance checks if you are 1 for the max and 2 for knocking out
max
opponents. Yep.
Cool.
Oh, I'm an S. Well, none of them are. I have a 15, so plus. I only have plus 3, so 18 doesn't do anything.
You only have +3. What's your charisma, Grizz?
Zach's charisma is
8.
whopping 11, so plus nothing.
It was 8, and then he got really
Okay.
old.
Right, that's right. Grizaak's basically like picking arrows out of himself and drops a bunch of goblins
There's an
and
old, hairy hobo, naked in the middle of the arena, swinging a stick around.
right. Oh, they're all interesting. People are eating their confections and drinking, and they're all getting settled in. Like this is a good find your seats kind of match.
Yep,
It's
that's what it's supposed to be.
it's really so.
Pedestrian.
Well, it's not pedestrian. It's just everyone is so numb to the violence and the death that this is the where you're saying hello to your friends that have the seats near you and getting your confections and getting settled in for a day of gore. Whereas Grizaak is literally fighting for his life right now upon these cursed sands. Very brave for Grizaak to go into this arena because these goblins could very well kill Grizaak by these rules. Cheb sits down beside Ashoka.
Fucking Cheb.
Hey, I got a bone to pick with you.
What's wrong?
Your gladiator burnt down the fucking dented helm. I stop by there, have a couple of shots, make a couple of bets, and well, fuck it, they owe me some money now. The fuck did your gladiator burn down that place? It was one of my favorite bars.
We'll have to rebuild it, I suppose.
Yeah, well. You know they're saying that it's your fault, huh? Too bad all that money went up in smoke.
Yes, it's unfortunate. It's gladiators, mercenaries especially. It's always good to have people under a sound contract.
Well, you could always pay me. Well, it's your gladiator that burned it down. This would only be fair. Apparently, he found another bar because he actually reeks of alcohol.
How much were you owed?
They owe me 200 gold.
Do you have the slip?
Yeah? He rummages around. I think it's my wife's purse.
Bring me the slip.
Okay. Hey. That little guy's greasy.
Yeah.
10 against 1, that's not really a good thing. It's kind of nice that the traveling ludus has spent so much time here as of late.
Yes.
Oh, good luck in the Magnus fight.
Yes.
Well, I'll be cheering for him.
Pass the word around.
Huh?
If you run into others who have been unable to collect their money.
Oh, all right. You sure? I got a couple cousins too. I know they got slips.
Yes.
Ah, never hurts to ask, I guess.
Never hurts to ask.
All right. Well, I gotta go back with the others. Wives here, cause we did bet on Magnus. Hope he wins. He's kind of a favorite around our family.
Oh, he is our pride and joy.
Yeah.
Hopefully he didn't do anything stupid, like give away his lethal weapon and then refuse to fight. This thing about the guy who murdered him in the ring last time. But it's,
We're gonna cut off your beard, dwarf!
As the goblins.
sorry, I was about to reprimand Nim. What the fuck, Nim?
Yeah.
Calm yourself.
Goblin moves in. Like that. Two of them are now flanking. AC 4 and AC 22 with a short sword is a critical threat.
Critical threat and a critical fumble.
Let's do the fumble first. Not a critical fumble. Not a critical threat. Or not a critical hit. So 1d4 plus 1 damage. You get stabbed or slashed to the back of your thigh for 2 damage. This one then 5 foot steps this way. This one is still in flank or combat with you, which means that they could hit their own. They could hit their own. As 4 arrows come plunking in. +3. No, this would be +1 -4. AC 6, 3, 6, and 14. 14 misses within 4, which means it. And
misses a goblin.
The goblin's got AC 16. So yeah, it misses the goblin. So a bunch of arrows kind of go flying in, but they're trying to miss their buddy. However, their wretch captain is much better at this. He is going to move in for the flank and fire at Grizaak. So that's +9, -2 for the crowd, -4 for not having precise shot, +2 for the flank, +1 for point blank shot.
I wonder what feats he does have.
AC 21 hits, which is a D6 +3 due to.
Yeah, and then Grizaak's not moving anymore, so.
Yep.
The wind goes away.
8 damage.
Okay.
The guy flanking him, if I would. Yeah, he probably could. Grizaak.
Sec 55. Okay, Grizaak's
Got another arrow in your back. Grizaak's not having a good time.
Grizaak's gonna go over here, take the AOO, and attack the captain.
Okay. The AOO is a +1. AC nat 1. Would have been a hit.
Okay.
Swipes at the empty air.
34 on the captain.
Captain gets dinged with the electrical fork.
For fucking 11 damage.
11 damage.
How injured is he?
Does not bloody him.
Okay.
Okay, another round of punishment, Grizaak. Goblins.
The wind fart cloud is up again.
Yep.
Did you move or did you charge?
He moved.
So these 4 are going to fire. They don't have their precise shot.
He's not in melee with anybody.
I'm in melee with the captain.
The captain.
Captain's not melee back with you.
What?
The captain doesn't threaten.
Yeah, Grizaak threatens him, so I think
Yeah,
I think
doesn't
they're
matter if
in.
he's threatening or
Yeah.
not, you're shooting.
This is -3. Hey, it actually did it. Weird. No ones and an AC 16 actually hit. Right?
Yeah, 1d20.
1 damage.
1d20. Or 1d100.
Oh, 1d100. 1 damage.
Ooh, just hit me.
And then this guy throws down his bow and steps in.
Damage.
And this
Okay,
one.
Which guy threw his bow?
He already has bow down.
Oh yeah.
The short sword guy that stepped out.
Yeah, these two are still trying to stab at Grizaak. So 1d20 plus 3s. Critical threat. Not a critical hit. A nice gash on Grizaak, max damage. Oh, nope, doesn't get the crowd going. but just darts in and catches Grizaak kind of in the collarbone. These elves are not happy.
Why are you guys so angry?
We're gonna make all sorts of dresses out of your beard.
Well, that's weird.